Discomfort is the catalyst for growth.
Yes.
Like, you can't be afraid to be uncomfortable if you want to grow, because that's the only way we do grow. Like,
Yes.
you can't be comfortable and grow. Like, if that was the case, everyone would sleep in all day. No one would do anything. No one would work out. No one would eat healthy.
Yeah.
No one would go after their goals because they know they're going to get it anyway because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
But that's not the way life is set up. The way it's set up, you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get out your comfort zone to get that growth to reach new levels.
Yeah. And hey, stop. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Now, when you say we were going to talk about this, it made me think about a few things. Number one, it made me think about when I was younger, and my mom would tell me, "Why don't you do the extra credit?" I'm like, "Man, I'm not doing that extra credit, man. I don't. Why? I got the work done.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the extra credit." She was like, "Because it'll put you ahead, and you'll thank yourself later." I ain't trying to hear all. Mm-hmm. I have enough of school, but
now in hindsight,
extra credit probably would have helped me out a lot, and it would have taught me, because I was basically uncomfortable doing more work, like doing
I would
the extra.
say you were just complacent,
and I was complacent.
You were cool just by getting by. You was cool at where you was at. You didn't want to push yourself anymore
because I thought extra credit was for people that needed it. But we all need extra credit. Like, and it just made me realize, like, oh, she was just trying to get me to go the extra mile in life, to do the extra stuff. Of course, as a kid, you don't want to hear. But now that I'm older, it's kind of like what we preaching on here is like, go the extra mile, get uncomfortable, do what you need to do ahead of time so you can get ahead of the game. And I think that's a part of growth, and it's a part of, like, you have the tools, you know what I'm saying? So you have the extra credit or the ability to complete the extra credit. It's on you.
It's funny you say that, because this made me think about, like, how when you in a gym and say a trainer or someone you're training with or a coach, and say you putting up weight, and then you hitting that wall, that fatigue wall, and they say, all right, give me one more, and then you give them one more, and they say, hey, give me one more. They're trying to push you that extra mile, because that's where the growth is. Every time you do that, push past that fatigue wall, you get stronger.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way you get stronger. But if every time, as soon as you get fatigued, you stop, you're going to stay right there. And you ain't never going to get any type of progress. So what your mom was trying to teach you was always do the little extra. And then when you do that, it's a trickle-down effect in everything in your life. You'll do the little extra in your relationship. You'll do a little extra at your job. You'll do a little extra for your dreams. You'll always do the little extra, and you'll always be ahead because of it.
And I think that's funny you said that with the gym. Even, like, what's wild is, like, say you on the bench press or something, and you can't, and you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm fatigued. All it takes is your trainer to, like, put his hand up under the bar to make you feel like he helping you. And, like, it's been times where you push it up and you be like, I'm glad you was there. Like, I ain't touched the bar. You did. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's why it's literally just, okay, I feel like I got some extra help. Like, okay, cool. Like, I can, and that's kind of cool that you can almost, like, force yourself to go past that like fatigue point just by thinking that you got help. Like thinking that.
Honestly, if you want to get a little deeper, that's called faith.
Yeah.
Same thing in life with God. Like, when you right there, you feel like God will step in, give you that little extra boost, and you be like, man, thank you. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just faith. You have faith that, okay, this guy's helping me, or if I do fail, he's going to catch me.
Yeah.
Same thing with God.
Yeah, that's very true.
He's going to be there to give you up, or if you do fail, he's going to catch you before you fall too far. Faith. So it's just like it was a mental thing. He's like, okay, I got help.
Yeah.
And usually, when you have help, you motivated.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like anything we do in life. Like, if someone broke in this house, this is a crazy example. I'll be more brave if someone here with me to go check out what's going on than if I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you just got that help. There's something about comfort in that help. That's why it's good to have accountability partners when you're doing certain things, because it will help you push through and break that comfort zone. Get out of that complacency place.
Yeah.
So,
what?
There you go.
Anybody that's dealing with complacency and not wanting to grow, I think you got to ask yourself this question. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Like, really, like, and just like, don't just say it just to say, like, what am I afraid of? Because most of the time you're basing whatever it is that you're trying to get to off of the fear of wherever you came from. And I think that's what you got to ask yourself. Like, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid of judgment that's going to happen once I grow? Am I afraid of separating myself from my friends and my family when I grow? Am I afraid of just change in general? Like, really ask yourself, like, what am I afraid of? And give yourself an honest answer. Like, be truthful with yourself. Be like, all right, well, I'm afraid of this. Because then once you identify what you're afraid of, you can start to work towards healing that area that you're afraid of, or either, you know, conquering that fear. But you got to ask yourself, why am I afraid to get uncomfortable? Like, what am I afraid of in this? Like, I see my friends doing this, or I see where I want to go, but I'm just so afraid to get there. Why am I afraid?
I think it could be a myriad of things. Like, some people are afraid, as you say, to lose their friends or family. Because, you know, when we growing on spiritual alignments or this any type of growth journey, you gonna lose some people. It's inevitable. If people don't grow with you, you're not gonna relate to them the same. So some people are scared to lose those relationships. Some people are scared of success. Some people are scared to be right. It's been so pessimistic, or grew up in a world that's so pessimistic that they're scared of it because they don't know, you know, what's gonna happen. Some people are scared to fail. Some people don't like to fail. Some people that's why they're complacent, like to play it safe, because they don't want to fail. They don't like the feeling of that. So it's like, you got to ask yourself, as Rome said, what are you afraid of? Because that'll be the first step of going out your comfort zone. But then it'll always, not to be, you know, pessimistic, but it'll always be people that will always stay complacent. And you can't help someone committed to complacency and failure. It just is what it is. It's two type of people in the world: people that actually get what they want and be successful, and those who don't and not successful. And the only thing that separate those two, the successful people, they were comfortable with being uncomfortable, and because they know that's what it takes.
And it's like, what people got to realize is, you can't sit out here and say, they say they want the better life,
but not do the things.
But not do the things to get the better life. That's a backwards way of thinking.
It's an oxymoron.
It's an oxymoron. If I say I want to go to the store, I'm going to have to get up and go get the thing from the store that I want. The store not going to come to me. Well, that's a
These days you got Amazon.
For sure, you got Uber. But in general, if it's certain things I want from certain places, I got to go get it. Like, I got to get up and go get it. If I need something from Target, I gotta get up and go get it. I got, you know, say you gotta take action and move towards that uncomfortable place. Like, it's almost inevitable. Like, you don't expect to go where you say you want to go if you're not gonna get up and move or get uncomfortable trying to get there. You know what I'm saying?
We even have, like, it was funny hearing these birds outside. We even have examples in nature. A bird don't fly until he leave the nest.
Gotta leave the nest,
and he has to do that by himself. His mother gonna be there to feed him, but once it's time, he gonna have to journey to the edge of that nest. He gonna have to maybe jump off or take a leap. He gotta take that leap of faith, but that's the only way he gonna learn how to fly, is when he leave the nest. So it's the same thing with us. Like, you gotta get out your comfort zone to get to where you want to go.
That reminds me of watching Planet Earth, and there was these two birds, the mama bird and then, you know, the baby bird. And you know, animals, they ruthless with it. They leave. They like, listen, you gotta grow up. you got
some animals, as soon as they're born, they on their own.
You gotta grow up or die. Like, it's one of the two. So the mom left the nest. So the mom stayed there, of course, fed the baby till the baby got a little strong enough to at least get up but the baby would never leave or fly, and he didn't know how to fly. So the mom left. And it was low key inspiring and sad, because the baby would be in the rain be hitting the baby just be sitting there, and then, like, he would get on the edge of the thing and he would, like, flap, and then, like, gotta get scared and go back again. And they showed it like a time lapse. Maybe a couple days he'd keep doing it, but mama was gone. Mama wasn't there. Then one day the baby was like, oh. all right. It was like a branch right across, and I'm over there rooting. I'm like, come on, man, come on. And so the baby jumped, and at first I was like, oh no, and then he caught the wind, and he was like, oh. But you see the as soon as he figured it out, he was like, oh. And then my man was just smooth sailing after that. I was like, if that ain't life, and and that's all life is, like, you get out your nest, flap your wings, and fly to the next tree. Like, that's what, like, it's not gonna kill you, especially if you're trying. Then the key word is that you're trying to be, and you're trying to get out of the nest, and you're trying to fly. But if you just jump and don't try to flap your wings, then it's gonna go down.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta force yourself.
Force yourself.
For me, I felt myself slipping. I felt my focus slipping. I felt like I was getting complacent, and that's why when you brought up the 75 hard challenge, I was like, I want to do this challenge. Like, I really want to do this challenge because it's gonna get me back to where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about it, like, I don't do these challenges and put them out there because I think I'm better than somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I do it because I think I'm better than my current self.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to grow and get to new levels.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the only way to do that is get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because growth is in discomfort, and I constantly want to grow. I mean, constantly.
And people have different levels of uncomfort. Yeah. But you should.
Constantly.
You should. Mm-hmm. I don't subscribe to a life where I just move through it. It just it don't fit me. It don't feel good. It's just like, it's almost like I'm disrespecting God in a sense for my, for what I believe. It's like, I gave you this, like, go live it, like,
abundance.
Gave
you all the tools.
Just go grow. That's the human experience, is falling, getting up, is falling in love, falling out of love, it's going through, but it's every bit of it is just growing and being a better person and having experiences and gaining wisdom. If I just sit here every day and I'm just gonna get up and do my thing, I don't care to read more, I don't care to do anything. It's just like, man, it don't feel good. Not for me, at least. Maybe there's people out there that just they good with that, but that sounds sad to me. I'm not.
It's definitely sad. And funny thing about it is, like, sometimes it's our choice to get out of our comfort zone, or sometimes we force. And you usually want it to be a choice and not be forced. Because when it's forced, now it's stress behind it. Because now you're like, oh, I need to do this and do that, and you ain't used to being uncomfortable.